Hey everyone, welcome back to class, and thank you so much for joining today. In this class, we're going to find movement that helps us get deep into our core, and we're going to be using a small Pilates ball throughout class, so make sure you have one with you. All right, to start, you're not going to need it, so you can place it off to the side, and we're going to get warmed up in a high plank, so go ahead and plant your palms down and walk your feet back, finding that high plank, and just pause here for a moment. Find your alignment, stacking shoulders over wrists, and then really puffing out through your shoulder blades, finding little to no weight in those wrists. So we're really using the upper body strength in our core to support us here. Knit your rib cage in, draw your belly button back towards your spine, and find nice strong legs here. So activating through those quadriceps. Okay, from here I want you to find a deep knee bend, drawing the hips back into space, finding a long spine, allowing your gaze to come with you. And as you exhale, I want you to articulate, rolling out your spine back into that high plank. We're going to take 4 more like that. Inhale, drawing the hips back into space. And exhale, rolling back out into that high plank, kind of mimicking the motion of a wave here. Let's do 3 more. Should feel really good, opening up through our spine, warming up our core here. And 2, making the movement nice and fluid and slow. And 1 more here. Breathing through it. And then hold your high plank just for a second. And then go ahead and set the knees down. All right, we're going to get into a bird dog variation now. So you're going to start in a tabletop. And then from here, I want you to step the right toes back, almost like you're about to get into a high plank. And then you're going to lift up through your left knee, drawing knee to nose. So feeling that core engage, rounding through your spine. You're then going to set the knee back down, and then you're going to extend the right toes and the left arm. And I want you to hold here for a second. We want the shoulders and the hips squared down to the mat, and we don't want to sink through that low back. So feel your core engage and try not to let the low back take over. If you need to, you can lower both your arms, your arm and the leg to make this more accessible. You're going to drop it back down, tucking through your toes, and repeat. Drawing knee to nose, setting it down, reaching everything out, finding that extension. So drawing it down, exhale, lift and squeeze, rounding through your spine, and then reaching everything out. Inhale down, exhale, lift, rounding through that spine. Inhale down, exhale as you extend. 2 more like that. Slow and controlled movement. And again, trying not to let the hips and the shoulders open up and teeter from side to side. Let's find 1 more. And set it down, extending it out. And then drop it back down. Let's move through tabletop. We're going to take it directly to the other side. So you're going to extend the left toes back this time. And then you're going to find that knee to nose, rounding through your spine as you exhale. Inhale, set it down. And exhale, find that opposite arm and leg extension. Tapping it down as you inhale. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, extend. And just like that, moving nice and slow. Thinking about everything we talked about on the other side. Let's do 3 more here. And 2. And we're really starting to feel the core get involved here. And find 1 more. And extend it out. And then tap everything down. Coming back to tabletop. All right, we're taking it into the next variation now. And for this one, I'm going to come slightly to the side so you can see this a little bit better. All right, from here, I want you to extend your right fingertips out in front of you, and then your left toes out behind you. And then from here, I want you to rotate your right arm slightly to the right and your left leg slightly to the left. And that's where we want to be. So we're kind of externally rotating out through our arm and our leg, finding that long diagonal line. From here, you're going to lift arm and leg and immediately feel how that engages through your left oblique. You're going to tap your knee and your palm together. And then exhale, opening up. Actually, you're gonna exhale as you tap palm and knee. Inhale as you extend, really trying to use the core to balance here, challenging our obliques as we open that leg out to an angle, holding it here for a second, breathing through it. I'm really trying to stabilize using the core like crazy here. Let's do 3 more. And 2. Using the breath to help you. And find 1 more, really finding length as you extend out. Hold it for just a second and then drop everything down. Whew. All right, nice job. Okay, I'm gonna come to the other side here so we can do the other side. And what you wanna do is extend, again, your right toes out this time, and try not to kick your ball. Your right toes out, and then your left fingertips out directly in front of you. And I'm just gonna move the ball over to the side, and then you're going to draw your right toes slightly towards the right, and then your left arm slightly to the left. And then you're gonna lift everything up here, finding your balance. Once you have it, exhale, drawing palm towards your knee, and then inhale as you extend it out, again at that angle. And hopefully you can see this, that as the leg extends out to an angle, you can really feel it in your right obliques. Extending it out. Let's do 4 more like this. Breathing through it. And 3. Here's 2, moving nice and slow. And 1 more. Woo. And then set everything down. Woo. All right, hopefully you're really starting to feel warm in the core, starting to get deep into that core. You're gonna grab onto your ball now. And then for this move, we're still gonna find that tabletop. You're gonna grab your ball in your right palm and extend that right arm forward, placing your palm on the ball. And then you're gonna extend your left toes back. And then from here, take a breath in. Exhale, slowly start to press into the ball as you lift the leg up to hip height. Inhale, lower, releasing the pressure in the ball. Exhale, pressing it down, lifting the leg up, and inhale to lower. And notice how adding the squeeze of the ball gets us deeper into the core and helps us also activate in the right lats. And you can experiment. Try the next rep without pressing any weight into the ball. And just notice how it feels different. It's challenging, but in a different way. I think with the added press of that ball, for me, I find it gets a lot deeper into the core. Let's do 4 more like this. Here's 3. Breathing through it, and 2. And find 1 more here. Nice job. All right, I'm gonna flip around so we can do the other side and you can see this a little better with that working arm. So again, finding your tabletop to start and then extending your left arm out this time and placing that palm over the ball. And then you're gonna extend your right leg back, take a breath in, and exhale, start to squeeze on the ball as you lift the leg up. Inhale as you lower everything down, releasing the ball. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, lowering it down, trying to keep the hips and the shoulders square. Stabilizing through your core for 4. And 3. Nice job. Here's 2. You're gonna find 1 more. And slowly lowering it down. All right. We are not quite done yet. We have 1 more move in this warm-up, and we're gonna bring the ball this time between our thighs. So go ahead and find a squeeze on that ball right away, and then we're gonna come back into our tabletop. So we're gonna find a bear this time, and we're going to keep that ball between our legs, keeping the squeeze on that ball. So you're gonna tuck your toes under, and you're gonna lift your hips, lift your knees up, finding that bear, squeezing that ball. We're gonna tap our knees down, exhale, lift them back up. For 8, 7, keeping a squeeze on the ball the whole time, feeling your abs engage, feeling the inner thighs ignite. For 5, and 4, 3, 2, And one more. And set the knees down, untuck the toes. Take a moment here just to breathe. Woo, and I'm starting to feel pretty sweaty now. Okay, you're gonna tuck the toes under, which is a good thing, and lift those knees up, and we're gonna take it into twists. So we're in our bear, and we're gonna twist our knees over towards the right, and then back through center, exhale, twisting them to the left. So using our obliques here, and it's a pretty small range of movement, so we're not really swinging those hips side to side, and the shoulders are staying nice and still. Let's do 3 more each side. Breathing through it. Here's 2. Keeping a squeeze on that ball. The inner thighs are working really hard here. Here's our last one. Stick with it. And 1. And set the knees down. And take that ball out from underneath. Place it off to the side for a second. Let's take a quick stretch here. Let's just take a little child's pose to reset. Sit your hips back towards your heels. And then start to drop your chest down towards the mat, extending your arms out long and dropping your forehead heavy to the mat. Just find a few gentle breaths here to reset. And then slowly start to walk yourself back up. All right, nice job, you guys. We're gonna get into even more core. After all, this is a deep core class. And we're gonna place that ball, this time behind our low back. And I'm gonna come at an angle so you can see all these moves a little bit better. You're gonna place the ball at your low back, kind of where your pants line would be. And then you're slowly gonna roll back onto that ball. And to set it up, you can grab behind your thighs and then find a C curve in your spine. So hollowing out through your belly, drawing your shoulders away from your ears, and opening up through your chest, feeling your abs right away start to ignite, feeling that the lower abdominal muscles engage as well. All right, from here, you're gonna reach your arms forward, and you're gonna have your knees together for this one. You're gonna start to extend the right leg long, keeping the knees together. And then from here, you're gonna inhale as you press your low back into the ball. Exhale as you bring the knee into tabletop and slightly lift away from the ball. So we never lift fully away from that ball. Our back is in contact with the ball the entire time. But as we extend back, we're applying more pressure to the ball. And exhale as you lift up. Inhale as you extend it out. Exhale, lifting it up. Let's do 4 more like this. Sticking with it, keeping that chest open, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Here's 2. Nice job, you guys. And 1 more. And then you're gonna hold it out. So holding that leg extended. This time, you're just gonna bring the leg slightly out to the right, keeping everything else as is, as still as possible, and then drawing that knee back in. Open, and exhale, close. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. This one's really challenging. This is too much in the hip flexors and in the inner thighs. Bring that leg a little bit lower. That's totally fine. Find the variation that works for you. Stick with it. Let's do 3 more. Adding in that breath. I promise it helps. Here's 2. Exhaling as your leg comes in, and 1 more. And then slowly lower it down. Woo, okay. We're not quite done with this side yet. Bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna take it into a little twist now, adding in some oblique work. You're gonna start to twist open towards the left, still pressing into that ball, keeping your chest nice and open, shoulders square, and this is coming from your core. So we're not allowing the hips and the knees to come with us. They're still tracking forward. And then you're gonna open your arms out to a T, just gently tapping the mat with your left fingertips, maybe grazing the mat here. Bringing your hands back to heart center, and then closing it back down. So we're gonna open it up here, opening those arms out, closing it, and then twisting back forward. So we're gonna exhale, twist. Inhale, opening those arms, bringing them back to heart center, and exhale, twisting back forward. Exhale, inhale, opening those arms, bringing them back to heart center, and then twisting back forward. Let's do 3 more like that, just staying on the left side here. Breathing through it, finding a breath pattern that works here for you. And 2, moving nice and slow, no momentum at all. Drawing your shoulders away from your ears. Here's our last one. Stick with it. Trying to keep those hips and knees squared forward. Closing it here. Woo! And then sitting it all the way up. Okay, we got the other side now. And I'm just gonna flip over here so you can see. And again, placing the ball at your low back. And then leaning back into that ball, finding your core engagement, finding that ball really stable. Maybe place your hands behind your legs, find a good spot, and then once you're ready, bring your arms out in front of you. And then you're gonna extend this time your left leg with those knees together. And then from here, we're gonna inhale, leaning back into the ball. Exhale, drawing that knee in towards your chest. Inhale, extending it out. Exhale, lifting up. Continuing on just like that, nice and slow. No momentum at all. It's all coming from our core. Let's do 4 more like this. And 3. And here's 2. We're gonna hold it out after our last one. So holding it out here, leaning back into that ball, extending through your leg. You're just gonna draw your leg out towards the left. Exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale, opening it slightly to the left. Exhale, back to center. And then if you took it lower on the other side, take it here as well. Find that variation that works for you. And we're gonna find 3 more like that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, moving slow. Here's our last one. Shaking is good. I'm shaking like crazy. And then slowly drop the knee down. Woo. All right, taking it into our twist now. Bringing those hands to heart center. You're gonna exhale, twisting open towards the right. Opening your arms out as you inhale, grazing your right fingertips to the mat. Closing it back to heart center. And then coming back forward. And again, this twist is coming from your core. So we're trying to isolate the movement to our core. It's like you're wringing out a really wet towel. That's kind of the metaphor I have in my head for this move anytime I do twists. And we want to keep the hips and the knees squared forward. Beautiful. Let's do 3 more like this. And notice if those shoulders are starting to creep up towards your ears. That totally happens. And if you notice it, try to relax them away from your ears. And we're gonna do 1 more here. And the shakes are starting to get a little uncontrollable for me. But that's a good thing. We're working hard here, definitely getting deep into that core. All right, that was our last one. We're gonna come up, take a little breather, just breathe here. Let's take a little seated cat-cow, actually, that would feel good. Go ahead and grab for the outside of your shins. Inhale, find cow pose. Drawing your belly between your thighs, opening up through your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and exhale, round through your spine, finding that seated cat pose. And 1 more round like that. Inhale, find cow. And exhale, find cat. And then slowly start to come up to a seat. Alrighty, okay, for this next move, we're gonna come all the way down onto our backs now. And we're going to find tabletop with our legs. So go ahead and lie all the way down. Find a tabletop with your knees, stacking knees over your hips, shins parallel to the mat. You can bring your shins a little bit higher to alleviate pressure in your low back if you're feeling a pinch there. Find what works for you. Go ahead and grab the ball into your right palm. And I want you to extend your right palm slightly out at a diagonal. So it's not right by our hips, it's gonna be slightly out at a diagonal. And then you're gonna set the ball down and place your palm right on top of the ball. So you might need to roll it in just a few inches to make sure you can really place your palm firmly on that ball. You're gonna place your hand behind your head, and you're gonna inhale here. Exhale, you're gonna crunch up, finding that upper ab curl, extending that left leg long, pressing down into the ball. So there's a lot going on here. We're lifted in our upper ab curl. That leg is extended long, and we're pressing down into the ball. Feeling a little shake here. Inhale as you lower down, and repeat. Exhale, lifting it up, pressing down into that ball. And again, I just love how the press of that ball adds so much extra into this move. It helps us get really deep in the core. And you can try try this out where you don't press down on the ball and see how that feels. We're gonna do 5 more like that. And here's 4. Stick with it here for 3. And 2. And find 1 more. And you're gonna hold it here. Holding it here, you're just gonna lift the leg up, the left leg up, and lowering it back down. Keeping that upper ab curl. Here's 5. And 4. Stay strong. Pressing that ball. 3. 2. And 1 more. And then draw the knees in. Hug your knees into your chest. Whew. Wow, that one was really getting deep into the core. Feeling pretty sweaty from it. And again, that press of the ball, it's a game changer for me. All right, and hopefully you guys are experiencing that. And then we're gonna switch to the other side. I'm just gonna flip over so you can see this a little bit better. Again, finding our tabletop with our legs. And then you're going to grab onto that ball in your left palm this time. And again, reach it out at a diagonal, place it down, place your palm comfortably onto that ball, and then bring your right hand behind your head to support. Take an inhale here. Exhale, extending the right leg long to hover over the mat, pressing down into the ball, finding your upper ab curl. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, lift and squeeze, extending the leg long. Woo. All right, let's do 5 more like this. Slow and controlled movement. Really finding length in that leg. Here's 3. Here's 2. And this is our last one, and we're gonna hold it out long. So holding it out long, we're just gonna lift and lower the leg now. Everything else stays still. We're pressing down into that ball. Feel how that adds so much extra to this move. Here's 5. And 4. Breathing through it for 3. Don't forget the press of the ball for 2. And find 1 more. And lower it down, squeeze your knees into your chest. Oh my gosh. All right, we're not quite done yet. We're almost there. We've got 1 more move with the ball in our core series, and then we're gonna get into a little bit of back work, and then we'll be out of here with some stretches. Okay, so this time you're gonna place the ball between your ankles, and your legs are gonna be parallel in a tabletop. Hands are gonna come behind your head. Find a little basket grip here to support your head and your neck. You're gonna inhale, exhale, crunch up, finding that upper ab curl. Extend the legs out. Find 2 pulses on the ball with your legs. Squeeze, squeeze. Feel how that activates your inner thighs and you're deep into your lower abdominal muscles. Draw the knees back in, keeping that upper ab curl, then lowering it back down. And we're purposefully breaking this down and really segmenting the movement into different components. Draw the knees in and lowering it down. Let's do 5 more like this. And extend. A little pulse, pulse. Draw the knees in, lowering it down. Inhale and exhale, lift, extend, pulse, pulse. Knees come in, lowering it back down. 3 more like this. Lift and extend, pulse, pulse. Knees come in, lowering it down. 2 more. Pulse, pulse. In and lowering it down. Here's our last one. Make it your best. See if you can lift a little bit higher with the shoulders. Pulse, pulse. In and lowering it back down. Woo! All right. Grab that ball from between your legs. Hug your knees wide this time. Should feel good for the inner thighs. Give your low back a little massage. I'm happy to report that we're done with the ball for core, and we're just gonna get into a bit of belly down work. So you can just flip over like a pancake and come down here onto your mat. And you can extend your arms out in front of you and bring your legs about hips width distance apart. And I want you to start to lift your right palm, your right arm up as you lift your left leg up. Lifting up through your chest, keeping your gaze directly in front of you here, finding a long neck. And then lowering it back down. You can tap your forehead to the mat. Exhale, lifting up through your right leg and your left arm this time, and lowering it back down. And we're just alternating sides here, taking very slow swimmers. And lower. Lift
and lower. Let's do 3 more on each side. And lower. Trying to really lift out through the chest, feeling this in our hamstrings and the back line of our body. And let's do 1 more on each side here. And lower, and lift, and lower. And then you're going to bring your arms to a cactus position. And from here, I want you to start to lift up, bringing your arms in cactus, and then you're going to reach those arms forward, bring them back to a cactus, and lower it down. 3 more like that. Lifting it up, reaching those arms out, drawing them back, and lower it down. 2 more. Lifting it up, reaching forward, drawing them back, lowering it down. 1 more here. Lift and extend. Bring the arms back and lowering it back down. And nice job. And then from here, we're going to take it into stretches. You're actually going to stay on your belly. I almost flipped over, but I just caught myself. You're going to reach your right arm out directly to your side and reach your left palm to the upper left corner of your mat. This is one of my all-time favorite stretches. You're going to start to flip over, rolling open towards the left. You're going to drop the left toes to the outside of your right hip or your right leg. And you can make this as intense or not intense as you want. So if it's too much, you can roll back, peel back a little bit. If you want more, you can try to plant your foot all the way down. Do what feels right to you. Just love this one so much. You stretch your shoulders and your chest. You get your quads and the front line of your body. And then slowly start to roll it back. And we're going to take the other side. So extending your left arm this time, right palm to the upper right corner of your mat. You're going to twist open, you're going to open up, dropping the right toes this time to the outside. Whew. And this one just feels so good. It's a really nice stretch that gets so many different muscles. Take 1 more breath here. And then slowly start to roll yourself back. And you're going to roll yourself up, finding a tabletop. Let's do a quick cat and cow. Inhale, cow pose, drawing your gaze up, sinking your belly low, lifting through your tailbone. And exhale, cat. And just 1 more round like that. Inhale, cow. And exhale, find cat. And then slowly start to lower yourself down. And you guys are all done with class. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed that deep core class and that you felt that engagement. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Love to answer any questions about the class. And if you like what you saw, you want to follow along and find more classes, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much.